In this video, we're going to talk about how to perform integration by parts using a very quick method known as the tabular method. So let's start with this problem. What is the integral of x squared e to the x dx? How can we use the tabular method to get the answer? Well, first let's make a table. In the first column, we're going to put the signs, and in the second column, the derivative, and in the third column, integrals. Now, when dealing with integration by parts, you have this formula. The integral of u dv is equal to u times v minus the integral of v du. Notice that the first term has a positive sign and the second term has a negative sign. So therefore, the signs will alternate. The first one's going to be positive, the second one negative, the third is going to be positive, and for the fourth term, it's going to be negative. Now, to use integration by parts, we need to make u equal to x squared, and dv is going to be equal to e to the x dx. But let's not worry about the dx term for now. So, for the derivative section, u is going to be equal to x squared, and then we're going to find the derivatives of u. So u prime, the derivative of x squared is 2x, and then u double prime, that's going to be 2. U triple prime, the derivative of a constant is 0. Now, dv, we said it's going to be e to the x, and the integral of dv is v, and the integral of e to the x is e to the x. Let's call this v1, the first integral. v2, the second integral, it's going to be the same. The integral of e to the x won't change, and the third integral is going to stay the same. So now, to get the answer for the first term, you're going to start with the first sign and the first entry in the derivative column multiplied by the second entry in the integral column. So it's going to be plus x squared times e to the x. That's the first term of the answer. Now the second term, it has a negative sign, 2x, and then it's going to be multiplied by e to the x. So it's going to be negative 2x e to the x. And for the third term, it's going to have a positive sign, a 2, and e to the x as well. So it's just plus 2 e to the x. Now the next term, u triple prime is 0, and 0 times anything is 0, so we don't have to worry about that. So we could just add plus c at this point. So this is the answer. And now you know how to do integration by parts the fast way using the tabular method. So let's work on some more examples. Let's try this problem. Find the definite integral, or rather the indefinite integral, of x cubed sine x dx. Feel free to pause the video if you want to try it. So let's begin with the table. So we're going to have sines, that's going to be in the first column, and then the derivative for the u term, and then the integral for dv. So the first term is going to have a positive sign, the next one is going to be negative, and then positive, and negative, and so forth. So we can differentiate x cubed to 0. So we want to make u equal to x cubed. We can write that on the side. U is going to be equal to x cubed. dv, that's going to be equal to sine x dx. So u prime is going to be the derivative of x cubed, which is 3x squared. And then u double prime, that's going to be the derivative of 3x squared. So that's 6x. And the derivative of 6x is 6. And if we differentiate it one more time, it's going to be 0. So let's put a positive sign here, which we really don't need the fifth row. I'm just going to write it. Now let's focus on dv. So dv is sine x, and the integral of sine x, that's going to be, the derivative of cosine is negative sine. So the derivative of negative cosine is positive sine. So the integral of sine is negative cosine. and the integral of cosine is sine, so the integral of negative cosine is negative sine, and the integral of negative sine is cosine, and the integral of positive cosine is positive sine. So just to check, you could say the derivative of sine is cosine, the derivative of cosine is negative sine, the derivative of negative sine is negative cosine, and the derivative of cosine is negative sine, so the derivative of negative cosine is sine. So you can go backwards and check to make sure if you did it correctly. Now the first answer is going to have the first sign, the first term in the second column, and the second entry in the third column. So this is going to be a negative x cubed cosine x, because we have a positive sign here and a negative sign there. Now for the second term, it's going to have a negative sign, 3x squared, and then we're going to multiply it by negative sine x. So there's two negative signs we have to deal with, so it's going to be positive 3x squared sine x. Now for the next one, it's going to have a positive sign. We're going to multiply it by 6x and cosine x. So it's going to be positive 6x cosine x. And for the next term, let's use a different color. It's going to have a negative sign. We're going to multiply it by 6 and sine x. So it's going to be negative 6 sine x. And once you get to 0, you can stop there. And then plus c. So this is the final answer. That's the integral of x cubed sine x dx. Now let's work on another problem. Find the antiderivative of x to the fifth times ln x. Now for this problem, I wouldn't recommend using the integration by parts tabular method, because you can do this simply using the integration by parts formula once, and it's best to use the original method instead of the tabular method. Now we're going to make u equal to ln x as opposed to x to the fifth, because you need to do integration by parts to even find the integral of ln x. So it's easier to find the derivative of ln x, which is 1 over x. So that means that dv has to be x to the fifth times dx, since u is ln x. Now v, that's going to be the integral of dv. So the antiderivative of x to the fifth is going to be x to the sixth divided by 6, or 1 over 6 times x to the sixth. So using the formula, the integral of u dv is u times v minus the integral of v du. So u times v, that's ln x times 1/6 x to the 6th. So that's going to be 1 over 6 x to the 6th ln x. And then minus the integral of v, which is 1 over 6 x to the 6th times du, and that's 1 over x dx. Notice that we can integrate the result of this expression. So let's go ahead and do that. But first, let's rewrite the expression. So let's take the constant 1 over 6 and move it to the front. So it's going to be minus 1 over 6 and then the integral symbol. X to the 6th divided by x, that's going to be x to the 5th power. Now the antiderivative of x to the 5th using the power rule is going to be x to the 6th divided by 6 plus some constant c. So the final answer is 1 over 6 x to the 6th ln x, and then we have 6 times 6, which is 36. So it's going to be minus 1 over 36 x to the 6th plus c. And so for this problem, I would recommend using the tabular method, because there's no need. You only need to use the integration by parts formula, just once. Now let's go back to that problem, the integral of x to the fifth ln x dx. Now let's talk about why we can't use the tabular method. So we're going to have s for sines, d for derivatives, I for integrals. Now we need to make u equal to ln x, because if we made dv ln x, as we mentioned before, we have to integrate ln x using integration by parts to find v. So it's easy to make u ln x. And so dv is going to be x to the fifth dx, because it's easy to integrate x to the fifth. So let's put our signs. So u is ln x, dv is x to the fifth. The derivative of ln x is 1 over x, and the derivative of 1 over x is negative 1 over x squared. And if we differentiate negative 1 over x squared, it's going to be, we need to rewrite it and then use the power rule. So it's positive 2x to the negative 3. And so that's 2 over x to the third. So notice that we're not going to get a 0 in this column. And for this column, the antiderivative of x to the fifth is x to the 6 divided by 6, or 1/6 times x to the 6. And the antiderivative of this is going to be x to the 7, and 6 times 7 is 42. So that's going to be 1 over 42. And notice that the exponents are increasing. So there's no way we can get a 0. And whenever you see a situation like this, it's best not to use the tabular method. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. So what about this problem? The integral of e to the x sine x dx. Can we use the tabular method for this problem? What do you think? Well, let's try it. So let's have sines, derivatives, and integrals. Let's make u equal to sine x, because it's easy to find the derivative of sine. And let's make dv e to the x to dx. So first we have a positive sign, and for the u terms we're going to put sine x here, and for dv we have e to the x. The derivative of sine is cosine, and the integral of e to the x is e to the x. And so this column is not going to change. The derivative of cosine is negative sine, and the derivative of negative sine is negative cosine. So the derivatives and the integrals of sine and e to the x, they're repetitive, as you can see. And so we're not going to get a 0 anywhere in any of these two columns. So let's not use the tabular method for this problem. We need to use just integration by parts, old style. So we're going to keep u as sine x and dv as e to the x dx. So du is going to be cosine x dx, and v is just e to the x. So let's write the formula first. The integral of u dv is u times v minus the integral of v du. So u times v, that's going to be e to the x times sine x, and then minus the integral of v, which is e to the x, times du cosine x dx. So now we need to use the integration by parts formula for this integral. So I'm going to make u equal to cosine, and dv is going to be e to the x dx. So let's write that. So u is going to be cosine x dv e to the x dx. So v is e to the x, and du is going to be negative sine x dx. So this is going to be the integral of e to the e to the x sine x dx, and that's equal to e to the x sine x, and then minus, and then it's going to be u times v, so e to the x cosine x minus the integral of v du. V is e to the x, du is negative sine x dx. So let's simplify what we have. Let's begin by distributing the negative sign that we see here. So this is going to be negative e to the x cosine x. And then we have three negative signs to deal with. So a negative times a negative times a negative, it's simply a negative. So this is going to be negative integral e to the x sine x. Now notice that we have common terms here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the integral of e sine x dx to both sides. So on the right side, these will cancel. On the left side, we have 2 times the integral of e to the x sine x dx. And that's equal to e to the x sine x minus e to the x cosine x. Now, all we need to do is multiply both sides by a half. And so this will give us the final answer. On the left side, 2 times a half is 1. So the integral of ex sine x dx is going to be 1/2 e to the x sine x minus e to the x cosine x. And don't forget to add plus c. And so this is the answer. So sometimes it's best to use the integration by parts formula. Other times it's better to use the tabular method. And I would use the tabular method for problems that look like this. Let's say if you have x to the 4 sine x. This can go to 0, but this part repeats. Or if you have, let's say, the integral of x to the 7 e to the 4x. X to the 7, you could differentiate it to 0, but e to the 4x is a repetitive function when you find the derivative or the integral. So for problems like these two, you can use the tabular method.